a part of this wonderful event. On behalf of our institution, I would like to extend my heartfelt warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Dr.J.Melba Rosalind, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science at Lady Doe College. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all the others. It's a great honor for me to introduce and welcome our chief guest this evening. She is an elegant personality, having 15 years of teaching experience and 7 years of research experience. She has published in more than 10 international journals and various conferences, also edited 3 books. Also, at the same time, she has delivered eminent lectures at various reputed institutions. She has also participated in various seminars, conferences, workshops, lectures, and at the same time organized various conferences also. She has also attended various training programs recently. And now today we are privileged to have an opportunity to listen to her this evening. On behalf of all gathered here, I welcome you to this 5 days online international level faculty development program on advanced technologies and trends in computing. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your kind words. Shall I proceed, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ma'am, for me, the sharing is being disabled, ma'am. What can I do? I want to share my screen.
Please try it now, ma'am.
Yeah, now it has come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, it is disabled, ma'am. Yeah, now it has come. It is coming in toggle mode, I think so. Is it visible now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's
Okay.
interesting.
Good evening, everyone gathered here. I deem it as a great privilege to be part of this international FDP, and I thank the management of Mangerkarasi College of Arts and Science, especially the HOD and the team members whoever worked behind this particular program. Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to share my expertise. I'm Melba Rosalind, working as an assistant professor uh, in Lado College since 2007. So today we have a session on machine learning trends in NLP. As we look into the jargons, the two words that is NLP and machine learning, it kept on coming into our mind whenever we browse or whenever we talk about some news in normal news or articles. So these two jargons and keywords are ruling the world since 2015, and now we have the opportunity to learn in deep about what is actually natural language processing. So as you all know, it is an acronym that stands for natural language processing, and basically this NLP has been evolved from computational linguistics. This computational linguistics in its form, usually it refers to the basic aspects of the language and the sentences. Usually the basic English language, how it looks like, and what are the various way we can frame a sentence or we can construct a grammatical format of sentences. Only in that sense the computational linguistics came into evolvement, and later it has got into so many branches since 2020, and there we had that NLP. So it's a branch of artificial intelligence which facilitates the machines to understand the human language and also it's a zone of combination of both linguistics and artificial intelligence. So here the main machine learning technology that is being applied on NLP will help the particular researcher or the person to get the details of the text in terms of interpreting it, manipulating it, and also comprehending the particular text in their own way of research. So, according to the NLP, the basic subsets we consider as NLU and NLG. Earlier, it was termed only as a common NLP. Later, it had a subsets like NLU and NLG. So NLU, it most of related to the basic analytics and the analysis towards the context of the text. So when a person wants to have some insights over the text that has been presented or the document that has been given to the user, then NLU is a wonderful solution for them. Whereas NLG, it deals with generating the text. So this is the era where we feel proud to live here, because after the launch of ChatGPT, this NLG has also got greater success. So this NLG helps to generate lot of text based on the database that it has been created. Both NLU, NLG, it acts like a wonderful components into NLP. Either the source can be in the form of speech or text. So this NLU and NLG both can be applied either in a form of speech to text or text to speech format, and whatever way we retrieve the output, then this particular aspect can be fetched out. That's why this particular diagram shows you it can be of STT type or TTS. So whatever way we want to generate the content, either in a form of voice recognition or in the form of responding to the voice, either way it can be applied. When we look into the NLU especially, it carries out the four important tasks. As I told already, this NLU, lot of things that is carried out in terms of understanding the context and getting the insights from the context. So how we can understand the context? What is the use behind it? First one is we can interpret the natural language, what the particular person trying to convey from the sentence or the text. And also this particular NLU language is helpful to derive the meaning from the context that is being given to the user, and also identifying the context. See, for example, if you are reading a newspaper, once we go through the first paragraph or text, second paragraph, we'll be able to identify what is the essence of the news. So this is going to be carried out by a machine. That is what the NLU actually stands for. So it just identify the real context that is being given in the text, and also it is helpful to derive the meaning from it, and also it is helpful to derive some new insights and information from the context given. So this NLU has a variety of application. To say few things, it is helpful to identify the sentiment and the emotions and the feelings that is being kept on the context. So as we read through the context, we can find out what is the emotion and sentiment that is being kept behind the context, what it is being implied. And also we can go for name entity recognition. This is one of the popular thing when we want to read the particular context. As we employ this NER concept, we can be able to identify what are the nouns that are being mentioned there, what are the particular persons they are being involved in that context. So all these things can be retrieved. This is a wonderful area of research. And also in terms of process semantics, just gives you the actual meaning of the text. And next, coming to the spam filtering, this is a very old research area where the NLP came into popular. Now we have the spam filtering in all our inboxes, either Yahoo or Gmail or whatever it may be. This spam filtering is very default thing. So it can be able to trace out the spam mails and it can filter it out. And wonderful application of NLU can be voice recognition. Apart from that, we have plenty of applications under NLU. And next comes the focus towards NLG. The main focus of NLG is producing a written document or a spoken form of text or whatever you prefer to have, that can be generated. So how it is being carried out? First, it goes for examining the text, and then it makes a comprehension of the text that is being given, and after that it just organizes and aggregates the content that has been given earlier, and finally it presents the context in a very very fine tuned way. So this is how the chat gpt carries out. So whatever thing that is being given, it is able to comprehend and present. So in order to carry out this particular task, it has to be trained with millions of documents. A voluminous database has to be given onto it. Then only it can be trained and it can fetch the human understandable text. So especially this NLG can be used in terms of summarizing a document or to answer a particular question. Even for translating, we can prefer using NLG technique, and especially in chatbots and also in voice assistants, this NLG is successfully applied. Especially in terms of commercial sector, this NLG is successfully used in terms of generating the reports, either business report. If it is related to weather, we can generate a weather report automatically without processing anything on the database. Just we need to feed the data. This energy will take a task of preparing the reports in an especially fine way. And next one, without understanding the basics of linguistics, nobody can get into deeper in terms of natural language processing. So we should understand the basic keywords that are being used in the linguistics. So as you all know, linguistic is a science of language. It has 5 jargons that everybody should understand. First one is phonology, where it talks about the speech sounds of a particular language, the phonetics, the intonation, the pace of language, how fastly they are reading, how slowly, where the stress should be given. All those phonetic related things are being carried out in terms of phonology. And it is being applied only if the text origin is a kind of speech. So if it is of speech format, then we can prefer using this phonology method. And next one is morphology, where we go for talking about the grammatical perspective of the text. So how the words are being structured, it is being constructed in a particular language, either it may be a Tamil or English or whatever language, how the grammar structure is being followed to frame a sentence. So the terms that are being used to construct the form may be termed as morphemes, and the literature person can understand it in a better way, all these linguistic perspective. And next one is parsing. So this we all know because we might have learned compiler design already. So this especially talks about the arrangement of words into the larger unit. So what are the lexicons or what are the particular tokens are being used here? So it is what carried out here. And next one, semantics focuses on the meanings into the level of words and the phrases that are being used in the sentence. So to have a deeper understanding, the semantic uh, understanding of the text is very very important. And next one is pragmatics. So this particularly focuses on the text that is relevant to the context. So what it actually relates to. If suppose I'm presenting some content to you, by listening to the content, the person will be able to identify what is the topic they are being presented. So what is the actual real context? So how it is being related. So that can be derived using pragmatics. And of NLP stages based on the things I have told you. The first stage it concentrates on breaking the entire amount of document or a text into smaller units of tokens. So this is what we call as lexical analysis. So it just identifies and analyzes the word structure, and the next level focuses on the syntactic analysis, as I told. So it just relates to the dictionary word that is being given to it and the grammar of the rule. So if we focus on NLP based on the topic we have taken, either it is a research topic or any particular area you want to equip yourself, you have to decide what kind of stage I'm going to involve. Because if we prefer to go with the semantic analysis, we cannot directly involve into the third level without doing the lexical and syntactic analysis. So it goes us through certain process. So after identifying the tokens only, we can go proceed with the semantic analysis. So semantic deals with the format of sentences, how the words are arranged, noun, verb, that and all it is being traced out, phrases that are found, how it is being related, all these things are carried out here. And fourth stage in NLP is discourse analysis. See, for example, if uh, Barack Obama is giving a speech to a particular person, or he is meeting a set of person, then the former president of the American states, where if he talks about something, how this content is being related to social context. Suppose if he is giving a talk, and how the talk is related to racism or the economic growth of United States. So in that way we can relate the context. So in order to carry out this, we need to deploy so many machine learning algorithms to derive what actually the talks talk about. And next one is pragmatic analysis. This analysis especially carries out the effects of the context on the meaning. So as the particular person is writing or presenting some content, by looking into the content and scanning it, the speaker can hint on it what the assumption of the particular text. So what actually being implied on the particular content, whether he is liking, prefer to like that particular item, if he is suppose presenting about the food preference. So we can identify whether the food is prepared is liked by the person or not liked by the person, whether the focus is being whether to cook or to prefer getting the food outside. So what is being implied internally, that is what we call as pragmatic analysis. So it can forecast, if he is suggesting some content, what would be later. So such kind of forecasting and predicting can be carried out in pragmatic analysis. And especially when we talk about natural language processing, there are plenty of challenges involved in it. The first one is the contextual words and phrases that are found in the language will have difficulty to interpret the actual meaning. This is a very, very challenging task. Even I found this as a challenging task when I did my research. Here, you look into the example, he has cuts on his hand. So I hope you can understand the meaning of it. When we proceed with the next statement using the similar word, he cuts an apple. So both look similar, but the way the word cuts has been used possess a different meaning here. So the first statement talks about that he has been wounded, whereas the second statement denotes that he has just cut the apple into pieces. So when we want to deal with some kind of semantic or syntactical analysis in this particular area, then we need to train the learning algorithm in such a way that it can carry out this kind of ambiguity in a better sense. So that is the research area about word sense ambiguation. So this word sense disambiguation is a successful area where this kind of analysis of text can be resolved. So if anybody is interested towards word sense ambiguation, then they can proceed with such kind of research. And next one is about the sarcastic sentences we use in our daily life. See, sometimes we may want to interpret some incident or something that is happening around us in a different way, sarcastic way, or in an irony statement we can mention. See, usually human, if you are not feeling well, we can say, yes, I am very much okay. We'll say like that. But the people in opposite, they may understand in a different sense. So we can look into this example. The first one talks about, I quite enjoy muddy paw prints on my new white carpet. So nobody prefers to prefer the paw prints that is being put up by the mud. Okay, muddy paw prints, if it is being put up on a carpet, really it won't look good. So if we just look into it, you look into the word enjoy. So this enjoy doesn't sound a positive note here. Here it just tells you the negative aspect, since the white carpet has been made dirty due to the paw prints that has been kept on it. So this kind of statement we call as sarcastic sentences. So this is one kind of wonderful challenge that we need to deal with, and we have to break through when we analyze towards semantics and syntactic. And this is one of the bigger challenge. There are plenty of researches that are being carried out in terms of identifying the sarcastic sentences. And next one, I guess they have got Einstein working up there. So someone is working for a long time, they want to insist that Einstein is working up there, that's why it is going in such a way. And you can see the last one, the sarcastic statement, again when they go for week off, go to the beach, just my luck. So this luck denotes in a normal space that it is positive. But as we look into the deeper sense of this language, it just tells us the rain has occupied the entire time when they go off in a weekend. So it has spoiled their break. Okay, even though they got a leave to enjoy, they didn't enjoy it fully. So these kind of statements, by looking into the lexicons and the tokens, we can never understand whether it is a positive tone or a negative way of representing. And next one is informal phrases and expressions. And also here, when we go for having some kind of idioms and phrases in a language, sometimes our basic understanding will understand the language in a different sense. See, we'll take this informal phrase, yeah, bit, quite a bit. There is quite a bit of ketchup on his burger. So a bit always denotes a smaller quantity. But actually, in this phrase, this quite a bit is a phrase where it denotes a large amount of ketchup has been poured on the burger than the measured one. So it is quite a bit, in the sense the people may understand it is a smaller quantity, but actually this phrase denotes it's a larger quantity. And also when we look into the another phrase, quite a few, this a few does not denote a smaller quantity or smaller amount of mistakes the person has made. It denotes there are plenty of mistakes that has been kept in the text. So when we go for dividing the text into tokens, we can never say this particular statement denotes that the text has only small amount of text. Actually it means it has large amount of mistakes. So this is also one of the major challenges. Apart from that, there are plenty of challenges. Even I can share my own experience. I did my research on taking the open source data set from Coursera. So the people around the world, they have given the entire feedback about the course structure in the Coursera setup. So there I had the difficulty of identifying and tracing the actual jargons in the text. See, for example, while we were trying to trace the context in the Coursera feedback and the reviews text, I got certain sentences in between. They have used different languages. See, the person has started giving the feedback in English, but after two or three sentences they have given their own French language, and they have given the feedback in their own language. So when I try to convey something based on the reviews, my particular first step, the pre-processing step itself, got me into confusion. So when I try to convey something based on the reviews, my particular step itself got me into relevant content. So suppose if you are giving feedback in an online portal or in some social media, sometimes we may start with the normal language, afterwards we can give some other language if we prefer to give it in Tamil, and then Hindi. So if we go for finding such kind of real time text, then as a researcher it is a lot of challenge for them to pre-process and clean the text. then only we can find out a better result. So these are all some experiences I had. So we need to break through and we have to pass through all these kind of challenges. Then only our result can be an authenticated one. Because in the first language they may give some kind of expression, in second language they may give a different thing. We never know, because our model can be following only English. If it is in French, then we need to pre-process, and also we have to remove the unnecessary content that is not much contributing to the results of our research. So all these things we have to carry out. So as a researcher, my suggestion is, before we get into dealing with the algorithms and other things, the first and foremost thing is choosing the wonderful data set, and then going through the data set fully. Then only we can have an overall idea about the data set, how we can proceed with data set, what are the drawbacks that I have in my data set. So accordingly, what are the pre-processing and cleaning, how to remove all these noise text or all kind of noisy data that I need to proceed. All these things I have to carry out. Then only we can present the data for working with real process. This is my kind suggestion for you if anybody is preferring to carry out research. And next one, in terms of challenges, we have seen a many. Then comes to the implementation or real algorithm perspective. So as we always think about the natural language processing, we have a confusion whether to have sorry yeah, is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So always we have a confusion whether to have the concept of machine learning or artificial intelligence or deep learning, which will be suitable for me to carry out my task. This kind of confusion we may have, but we should understand the nature of its perspective. See, artificial intelligence is a greater spectrum where it talks about the concept of creating smart intelligent machines. Whereas if we talk about the machine learning perspective, it is a subset of artificial intelligence which helps us to build AI driven applications. So when we move on to deep learning, when we find the data seem to be very complex in nature and it is huge voluminous data, so then instead of preferring machine learning, we can go for deep learning. So you should understand the data set first, and then you have to proceed preferring what kind of method I have to deploy on it. So if you have the craze towards creating a smart intelligent machine, then your area is artificial intelligence. So you are going to create a machine like chatbot, then you have to go in deeper with referring the literature in artificial intelligence. Whereas if you have a very normal sized data having some lakhs of records, then you can prefer using machine learning. Whereas if it goes beyond a very beyond a TB size, then you can go for deep learning. And that too, if you have a very complex structured data like image, video, that and all, even for text, if you have a very voluminous data, then you can prefer using deep learning. So that we have to understand what kind of data I prefer to proceed with my research and what kind of algorithm I prefer to adopt. Accordingly you have to train a model either using machine learning or using deep learning. And when we talk about the data science perspective, this data science holds an interdisciplinary part apart from data preparation tasks. So it depends on the ML and deep learning concept only for preparing the data. Apart from it, it has to do lot of things like statistical computation, advanced analytics method has to be implemented, and also certain kind of algorithms has also been implemented into data science. So data science comes into a greater perspective of combining both this MLDL AI concept. So presentation and visualization and special kind of analytics that and all involved in terms of data science. So we have to decide what kind of forum or aspect I need to depend on when I want to complete my research. So this is how we have to plan. And in terms of machine learning models for natural language processing, always we have to think about one thing. This machine learning for NLP involves a large set of statistical techniques for identifying the parts, especially in the text. Not only identifying the tokens, it identifies the entities that are present, the emotion behind it, and in what aspect the text has been presented. All those things are being presented here. And most of the literature deals with supervised and unsupervised machine learning. Though we can use semi supervised, these two machine learning models are mostly preferred to carry out the NLP task. So, supervised, as we all know, it consists of annotated and labeled text. So, when we want to deal with supervised model, we need to carry out a labeled and annotated text samples. So, we have to train the model based on the annotated text. See, for example, um, you can have set of reviews and you can label it as, suppose if you do for sentiment analysis, then you can prefer labeling the text based on the feedback given. Let me give you an example. If you are analyzing the students feedback about your college, then those reviews, after going through a process, you have to tag it whether the review that is given by the user or the student is excellent or poor or average or worst. These kind of tags you can use. Not only text, even you can prefer using the numbers, like you can give a weightage to the review. Suppose the student has given a wonderful feedback about the college, you can give the rating as 5. If the student has given a very nominal or a medium level kind of feedback, then you can give either 2 or 3, like this. So you have to label the data. Only then, when you feed the data into the machine learning model, it can able to look into the data and it can interpret with the new data that you have given. Hope you can follow me. So you have to feed the data in a labeled setup. You have to annotate it, you have to tag it. So once you have plenty of records, then you have to train the machine learning algorithm with a setup. And after training, you can give the unlabeled text to analyze. Since the machine has learned already, if these are the kind of words, if these are the kind of sentence patterns, then the label has been given as 3. So if it sees a new text, okay, similar text I have already learned, then I should assign 3 for it. So training it earlier and then interpreting the result using the unlabeled text. So this is how the supervised model works out. There are popular supervised models that are being already implemented. To say few, I have listed down support vector machine, SVM, everybody may be knowing, Bayesian model, and maximum entropy and conditional random field and neural network and deep learning models. Then when we proceed with unsupervised, this is the reciprocal of the supervised model, where it involves training a model without having pre-labeled text. So we won't annotate the text, as if we feed the data, and it has to train on its own way, and it has to carry out tracing the particular result based on the text that has been trained on. So the popular models that has been used in literature are clustering, LSI, latent semantic, and matrix factorization. So these are the popular models you can see in your research literature. And whenever we carry out the natural language processing in our setup, without pre-processing the text, we can never go with dealing with the text. So we have to pre-process the text. This is very, very essential. Without pre-processing, we can't give the junk to the machine to learn by itself, because the text may contain some noisy data and some data that is not is meant for analysis. So we have to remove all such data. This can be carried out using the basic processing steps. This pipeline may be differing according to your research work. Sometimes we may skip certain steps here according to the research topic or the research process we have undergone. But these are the commonly used basic steps. So here the first thing, we just feed the actual text into the system or a model. So first step is we go for segmenting the data. So segmenting is nothing but breaking it may be given either as a document or 4 or line sentences or a single sentence, whatever it may be. So it has to be segmented into words and lines and sentences. So we are just breaking the entire document into smaller units. And after segmenting, we have to go for the next level, that is tokenization. So this tokenization talks about breaking the sentences into smaller units of tokens, or we can call it as lexicons. So we divide the entire words, entire sentences that are given into the model into smaller tokens that we can term as lexicons. After we go for tokenization, we can remove the unwanted content that is present in the particular document. It may be related to removing the stop words or the unnecessary punctuation marks or numbers. Even when you deal with the social media text, you may want to remove the smileys. If you don't prefer to have smileys to have to be included in your research analysis, then you can remove the smileys. Sometimes they may be using some special punctuation, hash symbol, comma, double quotes, all those punctuations you may want to remove, because this doesn't sound good to analyze your text further to derive the meaning. And next one is stemming. So stemming is a process, even the popular algorithm, I can quote Porter stemming algorithm, where Markov models are also followed to do the stemming process. There is always a confusion between this stemming and lemmatization process. See, actually, stemming just removes and chops off the affixes that are present in the word, whereas lemmatization, it just goes for tracing the inflectional words. That is, it just goes for searching the word that is of root found in the dictionary format. Let me give you an example. Let me type the words in the chat box even. So suppose if I am giving the word caring, can you see it? Yes, can I have responses, please? Since it's a faculty group, we expect our
Yes, ma'am.
students to respond. Yes, thank you. So, if we go for implementing the stemming algorithm, it just chops off the affixes, and as a result, you will get the word car. So, if I go for carrying out the stemming algorithm implementation, the word itself misinterpreted. So, instead of analyzing the word as a carrying, it just chops off the word, because I want to derive the actual lexicon. It is giving me car. So if I use lemmatization process, it just goes for the similarity search of base word that is found in the dictionary. It won't chops off as if it carries out in stemming, where it just gives us the word care. Instead of car, we'll be getting care. So which is the perfect method to carry out? Stemming or lemmatization? Obviously lemmatization. Am I right or wrong? Because the actual word that we have given for analysis is carrying. If we prefer to use stemming, it just removes the ing. Then the meaning itself is being changed here. So when we use the stemming process, we have to be very, very careful which particular part is being chopped off, whether it is needed or not. So better we can prefer using lemmatization technique straight away, because it goes for searching the base word. So instead of car, care is being given when we prefer lemmatization. So then we can go for the next slide. Yeah, here. So after lemmatization, we go for the POS tagging. So POS stands for part of speech tagging. This is very, very essential in terms of natural language processing. After carrying out the lemmatization, this part of speech is also very, very essential, because in order to understand the sentence or the text that is given, we should find out which is a verb, which is a noun, which is an adjective, which is an adverb. Because if it is being put up in an adjective sense, then it means much more different. If it is put up in a verb manner, then it gives different meaning. We saw an example, no, he cuts an apple, he has cuts in his hands. So same word, but if it is used as a noun, an adverb or verb, it gives a different meaning. So this tagging is very, very important. Even to carry out this part of speech tagging, there are plenty of online dictionary and lexical analyzer tool are there. Even you can prefer using it to list out something. We have wordnet and spacey. Do you want me to type? You can note down. So this part of speech labeling is very, very important. You can prefer Stanford NLP parser, core NLP, spacey, text blob. There are plenty of things. So these things will be helpful for you to use your part of speech labeling when you want to analyze your research further. Okay, you can prefer using, there are plenty of tools, I have just mentioned few. Okay, even I have used this Stanford NLP parser to analyze my text in some level. Stanford NLP parser. So there are so many analyzing and part of speech tagging tools available. You can prefer using it when you are interested in doing NLP kind of research. Okay, so going back to this part, after tagging the particular text into a various part of speech, finally we'll get the parsed text. So we'll have the text with the labeling, which is noun, which is verb, which is being understood in an adjective manner. So finally the text is ready with annotation. So then we can take the text for further analysis, either to go for taking it into sentiment analysis or named entity recognition, or what kind of research further you want to proceed. You can proceed with the parsed text. And next one is about the research areas and the plenty of applications that are popular in natural language processing. As you all know, this is a very um, old and default setup now we find in email filtering. Many research have already been carried out in email filtering. So this is how it is being carried out based on the text that has been typed on to the mail. They can filter and they can find out whether it is a spam mail or not. And also language translation, this is also a good area of research. We can go for processing the text using lot of algorithms. And smart assistant, as you all know, in all our mobile phones we have the smart assistant facility. And this is also area of NLP. And sentiment analysis, this is getting popular both in educational sector, commercial sector, because the sentiment of the people actually gives them an idea to do strategic planning to improve their business, especially in terms of commercial sector, because the customers are the only investment for the companies. If only they understand the customers, they can modify their plans, they can change their strategy to improve their market. So this is also a wonderful area. And then document analysis, even now we do grammarly and all. We can go for finding the grammar and also tracing out the plagiarism of it. All those things you can carry out. And online search, this is also a wonderful area to take up. And chatbots, you all familiar, even when you want to identify the new things when you visit a website or when you get into it, this chatbots will give you answers according to the questions. And social media monitoring, this is also good to carry out. You can get the content and you can find out which is popular trendy topic in Twitter or other things. So likewise you can proceed. So this is summarizing. I'll show you some use cases that are being already developed in online, so that you will get an idea how I can develop my own model. And also you can go for predicting the text. Even we have lot of areas like completing the story. See, usually when we're doing our school level, our teacher will start with 2 or 3 lines. They'll give us a task to complete the story. So manually we used to write lot of text. We'll bring into the climax of the story in different perspective, or the perspective of one person will not be similar. So this is also getting popular here, completing the story. So they will give you 2 or 3 lines. The machine will understand the real essence of the story, then it will suggest you how the story can be completed. So there are plenty of things that are happening in terms of NLP, and these are the specific use cases. Idhula vandu I have brought 2 or 3 to show you. So how it carries out the autocorrect, how it carries out the automatic text summarization, that and all I'll show you. Mm, So these are some open source NLP models. You can get into it. This better wonderful model. You can, before you go with your own research idea, you can just have a taste on these open source NLP models to have an idea how it carries out the language model, how it does the text carrying task. All these things you can prefer to go for. And one of the popular model now is transfer learning. Okay, transfer models. So it just satisfies all the perspective of text, not only analyzing the sentiment. It carry out multiple tasks. By giving a single text, it can carry out n number of tasks on it. So this is what we call as transfer learning or transformer learning. In the sense, apart from the basic understanding of the data that I feed on and I train a model, it also thinks about the additional level. That is what transformer learning. So it goes beyond the level. And can you look into the GIF image? Just watch it out. So this T5 is a wonderful model which helps us to carry out a text framework model. See, this is already developed use case model. I told you, no, this T5. So this T5 will be helpful to carry out 4 different tasks. So when a person gives you a text, it not only carries out a rating. First, it carries out translating the English language into German. Next, it is saying whether this particular statement is in acceptable format or not. And next, it gives you the rating, whether the sentence similarity of the first sentence and the second sentence is same or not. You look into the GIF image, the Rhino grazed on the grass and Rosalind sat on the bench. So this is the second task. So this is how it carries out. And third task, it just goes for summarizing. So I have given a lengthy text, it just gives me a concise thing. So 6 people, it just starts with a key point that is given in the article. You need not to go through pages, it just gives you a summarization. They are hospitalized due to the storm in Atlanta country, that's it. So immediately it just summarizes it. So this T5 is already developed a model that is based on transfer learning. So you can feed on a text framework, it is available online. So these are all some models that you can go through so that you will get an idea how I can fine tune my research accordingly. In this way you can go. And let me give you another use case. You will really wonder about it. Can you see the screen? Yes, I hope you all can see.
There is only a link, ma'am.
Sir?
Only link is displayed, ma'am.
Oh, can you see the quill pot? Now can you see?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So here, see, this is a predefined model that facilitates you to summarize. Why I'm showing you the use case, you can have an idea about how the machine thinks about how the existing models are playing a role. So what is your role in doing a research? See, I have got a news that has a maximum of 1 or 2 pages, or to say 20 to 30 lines. Okay, so I can just paste the text. Okay, I'm just taking the news that is related to Hong Kong and I'm copying. So it has a very lengthy detailing. I just go for preferring this full bot approach of summarizing it. See, once I have pasted, it is able to identify the keywords. Can you see? It is related to Earth and related to Sichuan Basin. It is about the news of Chinese. If I give summarize, it will just do the summarizing of 6 sentences. See here, I have how many words? 321 words. Whereas this has been summarized, the news has been summarized, and it is giving me only 111 words. So, one third of the content has been summarized. Can you say in what area it can be applied? In which area, specific area it could be applied? Can I have responses, please? Because I am talking for a long time monotonously. Yes? Am I audible or not? Press media, very good. Thank you. News, yeah, thank you. So, if we feel bored of reading the very lengthy content, then we can make use of the machine learning models and algorithms to understand the essence of the text. So, we can fetch the actual essence and context of the particular text. We can just summarize it and we can place it only what is necessary to be carried out. Now there is recent news that actual newsreader has been tried in a virtual manner. Have you read the news? Yes or no? Even the job of newsreader has become a great question. Yes or no? So that is the trend we are living in. So the way the text has been summarized will not only save you time, it also saves the memory. It just removes unwanted things and it will become a fine-tuned data. Even when I go for paraphrasing the text, it can help you to identify what are the nouns and entities, about which place it has talked about, what is the range of that particular location, how far it is, all those measures and all those necessary entities that are kept in the document will be identified by the algorithm. So these are the wonderful applications that we have in real time. So here, when we move on to the other revolution, which is quite popular, you might have heard about it enough. So I don't want to go much detail about it. Already you know about it. So this OpenAI has launched this Chat GPT and DALL-E 2 in November 2022. So after launching, it has got plenty of users to try out because it was introduced as an open source model. So this Chat GPT is a generative pre-trained transformer model. I told you, no, this thinks beyond the level we have trained. So how it works out? Actually, the task is based on natural language processing. So it just performs variety of tasks, not only answering the question. Even you can ask the particular model to write a essay, prepare a letter, or to write a Java code or Python code, whatever you ask, it will just give. but the limitation is only 2021 because it has been trained only up to 2021. If you talk about the Manipur crisis and the issues, then Chat GPT will not answer. Why? Because the data has been trained only up to that level. Yes or no? So it is being trained to comprehend and produce a natural human language text. It combines both the NLP technique and also NLG. That is, it is producing the natural language text according to the user's question and perspective. Even as a teacher forum, we faculty found a lot of difficulties in terms of how to prevent our students to access this Chat GPT. No worries, because there are a lot of detectors that have been released. Chat GPT detectors, you can prefer using it. GPT 0 and also originality.ai, there are plenty of it. Okay, you can use that particular tool to identify whether the text has been taken from Chat GPT or not. So if your student submits the assignment, better you can use GPT 0 or originality.ai. You can feed the text. It will clearly tell how much percentage has been taken with the help of Chat GPT, whether it is a originality of the student or not. So this kind of plagiarism, even you can check it out, no worries. And another model, as you all know, this is dealt with digital image generation. Based on the prompt and the text you are giving, it can generate digital images based on the text you are giving. So the description is text, where the output is a image. So as I told you, the text to speech, speech to text also happening here, text to image. So all kind of models are in trend, which has got a lot of revolution. That's why NLP is in current talks. So we should feel proud if we take up our research in NLP and to do wonders. So as a faculty forum, I wish you very what to say, deep understanding of this NLP models will help you to go beyond the limits of current trends. And I wish you that those who are very much willing to take up your research area, I wish you to carry out lot of aspects in NLP and to get success in your research. And next, I'll just show you some recent trends that are present in current applications. Can you hear?
உங்க ஆக்ட் ஃபைபர் நெட் என்டர்டெயின்மெண்ட் பேக்கும் ரெடி.
Switch on Netflix,
Disney Plus Hotstar,
Z5,
Sony Live,
ஆஹா,
TV channels.
Yep TV Scope.
இது எல்லாமே என்னோட ஆக்ட் ஃபைபர் நெட்ல இருக்கா?
எஸ் மேம். சார் நான் போலாமா? சிறந்த என்டர்டெயின்மெண்ட் டீல்களுடன் ஆக்ட் ஃபைபர் நெட் உங்களுக்கு தேவையானதை விட அதிகமாகவே அளிக்கிறது.
In today's world, messaging has become one of the more popular methods of communication. Whether it's through text messages or messenger apps, it's how a lot of people prefer talking with one another. Because of this, businesses are developing chatbots that you can message and talk to as if they were human. In fact, you may even think you're talking to a human when it's actually a chatbot. More and more businesses are using them for online customer service, to resolve issues and answer simple questions. A few are even developing shopping assistants to give you recommendations when you're looking for a certain product. There are currently two different types of chatbots. The first uses a certain set of rules, meaning that they can only respond to specific words or commands. So if you don't use the correct phrasing, the chatbot may not know how to respond. These bots are only as intelligent as they're programmed to be. The second type of chatbot uses artificial intelligence. This means that it can understand language, and you can speak with it more conversationally, as if it were a real person. These chatbots will also get smarter over time, learning from each conversation they have with their users. As this technology continues to evolve, more companies will use chatbots as a way to engage with and assist their audiences.
Goodwill Community Foundation, creating opportunities for a better life.
And this is a wonderful AI service, conversational AI service. where many of the companies are preferring to use this conversational AI service to deal with their customers and the subscribers to answer their queries. So one of the popular platform is Haptic. This is being even implemented by many fortune companies, especially in our country. You may be familiar about Tata mutual funds. They are also following this haptic model. Apart from it, there are Zurich, HP, Unilever company, and also Disney models. Okay, everybody is following this haptic model, which is an intelligent virtual assistant. So it just helps to identify the client's request, and it helps you to gain lot of business profits to the particular company. So it is also cutting the cost of the employee. This is one of the major reason why the people prefer to use AI powered conversational service and chatbots. Okay, you just watch the remaining two videos that will give you a great idea about how the AI has powered the analytics world and also the service world.
Since I discovered this tool, my cell phone keeps receiving these notifications all day. Can you see it? Thanks for watching this video. You received 1614. So hope you have understood the power of machine learning and the AI technology that is getting boomed in NLP field. So this has taken away the majority of the jobs of persons. So it can easily replace the employers in a multinational company, because when they prefer to use all kind of conversational AI service and chatbots, then the cost will be cut off, and the number of employees that are being recruited to generate every month report, usually the manager or the clerical staff will have the job of generating their business report every week, sales report, purchase report. So if it has been replaced with the chatbot that has the power to analyze the data and to generate the reports in terms of sales and purchase or whatever employee performance, then the job of the manager and the clerical staff will become a greater question. So this is the current trend we are living in. So we can do wonders in NLP. Okay. And now coming to the main part, I'll just post the link onto your screen. You just 1 second. Let me post you the link. All of you just get into the link. And try to answer. I'll show you the leaderboard once you have answered for all the questions. Yes, have you all joined? Yes, can I have responses, please? By typing the code, you can just join onto it. Okay, thank you. So now, so this is the code you have to enter 6824468. Only 13 of you have joined, so I can see the numbers. I prefer everyone to join. Shall we start? Only 20 players have joined so far.
Ma'am, repeat the code, ma'am.
Code, okay, sir. I'll tell. 6824468. Or you can scan the QR code using your mobile. I have put it in display. Okay, I'm just starting. Okay. Answer fast to get more points. So you can click on any of the option, whichever you prefer to have us right. Breaking the sentences into meaningful lexicons is called. Yeah. Out of joining, 12 of you have responded correctly. Good. So shall we proceed to the next one? Yeah, now the players are more in this question than the first question. I think many of you have joined now. Yeah. Okay, let me start the quiz. 23, 24 players are ready. Let me start. So this is of typing the text. So 30 seconds are given to you. So the correct answer is generative pre-trained transformer. Spelling mistake. Okay, very few have done it. Okay, next one. This is the last question. Don't worry. Yes. Discourse is the correct answer because, in terms of social context, discourse. What is actually implied? Okay, the intention and the forecasting of the text is related to pragmatic. Okay, thank you for attending. So, this is the leaderboard. According to the score, Sheba has got the first place. Congrats. Okay, I don't know on which name you have entered. Okay, so now 7:16. I think I can close my session. Am I? Or I have some more things to talk about my research aspects. Thank you everyone joined here and for patient listening. And I wish you all the persons to have a successful career in your research, those who haven't completed, and even those who have done your PhD. You can do your postdoctoral in NLP, and you can create lot of new innovations in NLP.
Any queries from the participant side? Participants, if you have any queries, you can ask to ma'am.
If you feel like querying through mail, even you can send a mail to me instead of asking in a public forum. If you prefer to ask, you can ask me. I have already shared my mail ID in the slides, I think so. So you can just mail me, no issues. If you don't feel like asking, you can just message me. So these are my mail IDs. You can just send a mail to me if you have any queries related to NLP.
6 to 7:30 ma'am. இல்ல நீங்க உங்க பேரு?
Yes, Rajati ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Yes, I think there are no queries from the
Yes ma'am.
audience side.
Okay ma'am. Okay ma'am. participants, if you have any queries, you can post in the chat box also. I think no queries, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone is tired, I think so. They have come out of their college and they are attending the
Yes,
session.
ma'am.
They may think when the session will be over.
Uh-huh.
That may be the reason for them.
Okay, ma'am. Shall we end up the session, ma'am?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Vote of
Thank
thanks
you.
will be given by Mrs. Shivabharati, ma'am.
Good evening, all. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special day. I take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to our Secretary Sir, Director Sir, and Principal Ma'am. This present day in this faculty development program has immensely enhanced its importance. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I am happy to express vote of thanks to our distinguished chief guest of the day, Dr. J. Melba Rosalind, for a excellent informative speech on machine learning trends in NLP. Thank you, ma'am. I thank our head of department, Dr. Punita, and coordinator, Dr. Rajati, for organizing the international FDP programs. Thank you, ma'am. Last but not least, I would like to thank the faculty of other college. Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
all,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Can I
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.